Every time around this time of the year, I gather around with my family, and we always break out a couple of board games that we play because we're together. We got nothing better to do. We eat, we sit, we talk, we have a good time, and it's a great time to sit around and play a game, something that we can focus on and have constructive conversation with.
You talk to your family?
Sometimes. Only when board games aren't.
You only eat once. We eat, then eat, and eat. Then maybe we do that. No, just kidding.
Nah, maybe so. Well, we eat when we play,
Yeah.
It's fun. But today we only got a top 5 list. We're going to keep it a little bit sweet and simple. We're going a little more in depth with each of the games and say why we really think it's such a good game to have with the family.
Video games doing things like the big video games, the screen games. But I like to pull out a board game.
There's something tangible about holding it in your hand that you lose when it comes to video games. I love video games.
I do too, but board games?
Something very tangible about it. One of the ones that we're going to start with here is one that he's put on the list.
Yeah. This is number 5. This is a kind of a cool game. It's called Unstoppable Unicorns. I don't know where I picked it up. But I picked it up because it was the same makers as, I think, Exploding Kittens, if I remember right. And so I picked it up, and it is 2 to 8 players, so it's a small party group, which is, it's good. But it's just fun. Like, the whole goal of the game is it's a strategic card game where you're trying to build the best unicorn army to destroy the other unicorn armies, basically.
8 people is a fantastic family night.
Yeah, very good. Build your unicorn army to betray your friends. Unicorns are your friends now. So it's a lot of fun, and the art is really good. I like when a card game actually thinks about the art and makes it kind of funny and good. Honorable mention in that category would be something like Munchkins.
Yes,
Munchkins' art makes you funny, but this is a great game and very colorful, and I really like it. And if you haven't picked it up, pick it up.
And one thing I said on there was betray all your friends, which is something that, speaking of Munchkins, I might be a little bit off on it, but the tagline with it is, you'll know who your friends are and they're not sitting around the table. Which I always get, because the perfect summary of the game, you're trying to mess each other over, but you have to work together, but then you stab them in the back.
Yeah.
I love those type of games. Now we're going to move on another backstabbing game. We're going to move on to one of our number 4 pick, which is Saboteur and its sequel. Haven't given it a shot yet. Saboteur 2.
I have the Saboteur sequel in an open too. I ended up buying 2 copies. I just gave you one of the copies, actually.
That was upside down.
I just gave you one of the copies because I had multiple copies of it.
Yes, I don't own this one yet.
And now he does. So this here is 3 to 10 players, which is really good. And
the expansion is 2 to 12.
2 to 12. So you can get 10 to 12 people. It's about 30-minute play. It is a lot of fun because here's the premise. Let's go really close. You're trying to dig up gold and get the most gold. And each round you play, you don't know if you're going to be a saboteur or if you're going to be the guys trying to get the gold. Mm-hmm. And so if you're the saboteur, your job is to prevent everybody from getting to the gold by playing out cards and traps and stopping people. And sometimes you have to play a card because you don't have a better card, and it makes you look like a saboteur. And you're like, oh, crap, I'm going to put this, and everybody's going to think I'm a saboteur. And then everybody hammers you with things to stop you from being able to do anything.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you weren't the saboteur, you just didn't have any good cards.
And you need that kind of mechanic because otherwise it's very easy to figure out who the saboteur is. If everyone's working really well, then one guy's just off there in the corner building his own mine somewhere else, it's really going, well, that guy's probably the saboteur. We should maybe break his pickaxe.
And it really works, and it's a fun game, and it scales to minimize or maximize the saboteurs to the amount of people. So if you got more people playing, you got more saboteurs. It makes the game more chaotic.
Yeah,
great game. Great. The expansion is good too. I would say that the original game is better, but the expansion makes you have more players. So yeah.
Nice. And now we're getting into our top 3.
Top 3. Oh, let's stop before that. Before we get into top 3, because they're all placing, why don't we give honorable mentions?
Okay. Do you have an honorable mention you'd like to make?
I have an honorable mention I'd like to mention. Bang. Bang is 4 to 7 players. It is a lot of fun. And you get to say, I bang you.
It's one of the only games that you can sit there at the table and just bang your friends and it not be weird.
Yep. It's true. I bang you.
Yep, it happens.
Yep. And the object of the game is really quickly is if you're the Upside down. If you're the sheriff, you get to try to figure out who the bad guys are and arrest them. And if you're the bad guys, you want to kill them. And then there's a mix of other people that are in between.
Yeah, if I remember right, there's two factions. You have the good guys and the bad guys. The bad guys are split into two groups.
Yeah.
One, they're trying to kill everyone and be the only ones left. One is
trying
just
to
trying to kill the sheriff.
Yeah.
And then the good guys, you have the sheriff. Yep.
The deputy.
Everyone shoots the sheriff at one point. Then the deputy is trying to protect the sheriff, and then an assortment of just neutrals that are trying to help the sheriff. They win if the sheriff wins.
They're city folk.
Yeah. But you don't know who's who. It's all kept secret except for the sheriff. Everyone knows who the sheriff is.
And you have special abilities.
Yes. This one has the hero cards. Each hero card changes how you play by giving you a special ability, whether it be more life or the ability to heal better or deal more damage.
And there is a two-person version that's called Bang Duels. My son has. It's very good. And then you have the deluxe version that comes in a bullet, and I have that one.
Yes,
that's
this is the one that I have.
Yeah.
It's great. Another honorable mention, since we're speaking of those, this is from a series of games called Flux.
Oh, the game with no rules.
The game with no rules. You make the rules up as you play, just like you did as a kid on the playground. The concept of this game
and it makes me want to walk away, just like I did at a playground sometimes.
But I love chaos. I'm a chaos gremlin. Surprise. This game, literally, you change the rules as you play it. The idea of the game is to change the rules to make people slip up so that they make mistakes and break the rules and take punishments because of it.
Yep.
You get, I think it's 10 punishments, depending on the expansion you have, and you're out of the game.
Yeah, and there's tons of expansions that can go with any of the genres you like. Maybe you like Marvel. There's probably a Marvel expansion. There's a space expansion. There's, lots of things.
And there's variants of them. There's a Canadian one that's something moose.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it is, but...
This isn't the regular one. This is
Adventure Time.
Yeah, Adventure Time. There is just Flux.
Yes, which is a good one. This one's themed to be Adventure Time, as all themed ones are.
Yeah.
It's fun. I love it. It's great. You play it with 2 to 6 people, I think it is.
Yeah. Great game. Yeah. Great game.
Great fun to sit around the table and just change the rules on people and pull the rug from under them.
Yeah, it's the smaller group. That's on the small end of group games.
Yes.
But I think our next one, number 3, is on the large end of group games.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say large end, this one's only 10 people.
Oh.
Only 10 people.
I thought it was a little bit more. Maybe I'm mistaken what the game was.
I don't know. This one's one-eyed altar werewolf. It's only up to 10 people.
Oh, wow.
But if you do have a bigger group, I've heard you can get a bit of a bigger game going.
Oh, really?
With just simply Ultimate Werewolf, which is the Big Daddy version of One Night.
Oh, how many people can get in that one?
75 people.
Oh, 75?
This is the office party game. This is the party game. This is the office party game. They are different, but they're the same genre. This one, smaller, sums it up. You play one night in this game, hence the name. You get dealt out the cards, same as you would this. The rolls are the exact same, but this one gets played out in about 10 minutes. Very quick, super good for the family. Yep. It's a quick chaos game. You don't know who's who. Your objective is to find the werewolves, and the villagers get powers to help suss out where the werewolf is and be able to go, that guy's the werewolf, and get rid of them. Whereas the werewolves get their own abilities and they know each other are. But the villagers also have cards that move stuff around without knowing. So there's been times where I've played the game, I was the werewolf, and someone told me they swapped my card with someone else, and I went, oh, that guy's the werewolf now. And we immediately got the guy. And I've had other games where the same thing happened, but someone lied to me, and I just outed myself as the werewolf.
Mm-hmm. It is about lying and manipulating people. But going on to this one,
yes,
this is for the big group party. It's 5 to 75. It plays from 30 minutes to 90 minutes. It's an easy game to learn, but if you ever heard of the game Among Us, that's basically what this game is, but on a grand scale.
Yeah, it's the not the predecessor, like the ancestor of
Among Us.
And then Mafia was the one that original.
Yeah, Mafia was there before it. And this is a great game. And the thing this does is it takes the guessing work out of when you're starting a game Mafia, you're trying to figure out who's who. This takes it out and tells you exactly what your role is.
Yep, and you know exactly what you're doing.
Yep.
Great, one of the best.
Still find people cheat in it a lot, but that's besides the point.
One night's hard to cheat in.
No, but in the other
The big one, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're going on to the runner-up, but it's not a bad one.
No,
It's
not at all.
Amazing one.
And we have to say this because this was on one of our other lists, but
Or maybe a future list.
yeah, it may be on a future list. We really like this game, but the expansion makes it a party game.
Yes. So, as we talked about before, Coup. It's only, it's 2 to 6 players. We've talked about a couple games that are only about 6 players, but Coup has an expansion called Reformation.
Yeah.
But Reformation, the big thing it does, it adds new people. That's cool, but that's kind of boring. It adds a whole nother mechanic. If I can find the card. Oh, they must be in this pile. They are. Loyalists and Reformists. What that are, they're teams. So rather than normal Coup where it's you versus everyone at the table, you start on teams.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's good because you can swap your team.
I like
force
Coup
people to
a
swap.
lot, and I like it better than the expansion, but I still enjoy the expansion.
I am on the other side of the spectrum. I think I like the expansion more because it's all that Coup is, but one more element. And one of the big problems that I had a lot with Coup is it felt like some of the cards could be a little bit underpowered if you had someone at the table being an altruist. If you had someone who had a captain, they would block everyone else's captain and just stop you from playing, stop the other captain.
Yeah, I do that too, but I don't have the captain.
No, I know, I get that. I get that. But this says that if we're on the same team, you can't stop me. No matter what, you can't stop me. Even if you could, you're not allowed to. So I could take someone like you, I could take the other captain. You're on my team now. And now we're stealing from everyone else.
Yeah.
As opposed to trying to fight each other. It adds that extra level.
It is a good game. It is a good game. I like both games. Maybe it's because Coup was one of the ones I got first.
Yeah.
And you fall in love with the game. Well, let's go to number 1.
Now, number 1 is a game that, we had our list. We talked a lot about, trying to rank them. There was one that we went, no, this is just number 1. It has to be. There's no other option that you could possibly.
You can play with anybody. You can play with any amount of people. Maybe not 75, but
it would be a lot of yelling.
Yeah, 75 would be a lot of yelling.
A lot of yelling.
And it's a great game to yell in, actually, to be honest.
Codenames. It's
Very
a game.
similar.
The whole entire concept of the game is you lay a 5x5 grid out of words that are just random words. Like on the back here, it says cat, code, dog, turkey, honey.
I remember our first game together. You had the word Twitch.
Yep.
And you were talking about gaming streaming, but I was thinking of a stick.
Yeah.
And we couldn't
Couldn't connect. Now, it'd be a little bit different. You know what Twitch is.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were thinking of the stick you used to beat children with because
the little Twitch.
of the age difference. And so we just couldn't connect on that. Where I was like, okay, this isn't working, and I had to go different angle. But the idea of it is there's divided into 2 teams, and then those teams are divided into kind of 2 teams, where you have the red players, the blue players, and then the red players elect a spy master is what they call it, and the blue players do the same. The spy masters get a little key. That key tells you which words are actually the spies
Our agents
you're
that we're trying to
get.
Yeah, we're trying to save. Trying to get them out of the.
Trying to get them out. I've heard it go both ways. Some people say they're trying to get out there, and the other ones, they're the targets you're trying to eliminate.
Yeah.
Both are fine, either way you want to
I think the rule says save.
I think the rules are contact your agents.
Yeah.
But so you have to associate the words. You don't say one word, and then you have to say a number. So, for example, if I was trying to collect cat, dog, and there was turkey on the list, I might not want to go animal if I'm trying to collect cat and dog, but I might go pet for 2. Because no one's going to think a turkey's their pet. But
I don't know. I know people have turkeys as pets.
yeah, well, you know weird people, so
Hey, I live in a weird neighborhood.
you do. So then that would help you associate those 2. But you can also guess the enemy's teams. You can guess bystanders, which are the ones that no one wants. But you do not want to guess the assassin.
Yeah.
The assassin, you lose instantly.
Game over. Hand the other team point. You've lost the game.
And something I love about this game is some of the expansions for it. I have one here for myself that get real specialized.
Yes.
For the real Marvel fans in the room, you have a Marvel version. There's a Disney version.
There's a Disney version. There's lots of different versions. But one thing you're going to tell you, if you're going to buy for your first time, I recommend buying the original Codenames. It's got more playability in the long run. But if you're a real fan of Marvel and you really love it, you got to be a hardcore fan because it's.
What I would say for the first time buying Codenames, you're buying Codenames, start with Codenames Duet. Because Codenames Duet is everything Codenames is, but has extra cards to allow it to be a 2-player game. So it's Codenames, still same idea. You can play normal Codenames with it, but you get extra stuff to be able to play it just as a 2-player.
I had a friend who bought Codename Disney after I played this with him. Like, oh, we love the game. And then they got into Disney and they're like, we don't really love the game.
No, because
you have to be a super fan.
Yeah, there's so many cards. I want to say they come with like 100 cards. What is it? 200 cards. Mm-hmm. You're not going to know all of them. There are cards in here that I look at and go, I don't know what that is. And if you aren't a huge Marvel fan, there's so many that you're going to miss.
Okay, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I don't know if there's a Codename Star Wars. Probably is.
At this point, it's Disney stuff.
Yeah, so if there is, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I know a lot about Star Wars, but I don't know if I would know enough to be able to link everything. And I'm really a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, that's where it comes down to. You have to make sure if you're going to pick one of them, go with the generics, because this is very limiting. I've had times where I can't break this out, and it's very sad, and I wish I had the original, but I don't have that. Yep. I bought a specialized one because...
And it's great because you might be good at Marvel, but the people you're with might not be. That's where the thing... So I pull this out at games again when I'm playing with my senior friends and stuff like that, and everybody can play this. It's funny watching a 20-year-old trying to get somebody who's in their 60s to say the words because totally different wavelengths on words. But it's fun.
Like Twitch.
Yeah.
It has 2 different meanings depending on your generation, and there's so many words that can do that. But the idea of it is trying to find a word that can connect.
Yeah.
Which is,
But thank you guys. That's our list. That's our top 5 with 2 bonus ones. We're so glad you came here. And hey, if you want to see us play these games, tell us and we will list up the game and put it into an opportunity for you guys to watch us play it and teach the game to you. But not only that, just like and subscribe, add a comment, maybe your favorite party game that we're missing, because we're always looking for more party games. And maybe you found a game that you're just like, man, this is the best game for over 6 people. That's kind of the rule for the party game. And
yeah, definitely leave comments. Tell us which one of these was your favorite if you've played them. If any of them you haven't played, let us know if you want to try it. And again, we'll be down to play any of these games. Maybe not the 75-person one.
That'd be fun to videotape.
Oh, that'd be a lot.
Yeah. But on that, have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Talk to you later.